Hey everybody, give it a few minutes to let some of y'all pop on. But I just wanted to come to y'all. This is probably gonna be a really quick Ask the Coach, but I think it's something really important that we were going to talk about our top favorite things to eat while traveling. But what we have talking with others, what I want to do today is come and talk to you about what's at hand right now, what is going on in the world, and talk about what I call the herd mentality or the human mentality. And what this means is that the herd mentality is a lot of based out of fear. And it is like the cows. I talk about the cows all the time if you have seen my post or whatnot. But what this is the herd mentality is that we really don't think a lot. Fear drives a lot of our actions. If you ever see the cows coming in to eat, you will see whenever they come that they are all about food. It's that scarcity. It is the reason why I feel like a lot of us are possibly buying up toilet paper because the fear of that we're not going to have toilet paper, even though my husband apparently told me today it's to make masks. I don't know. If anybody knows why the toilet paper thing is, you can definitely leave it in the comments because it's still confusing to me. But the thing is that this is a herd mentality. And what I want to press upon y'all is there's herd or there's human. A herd does not think. So what we talk about is human workers that sometimes can be in a herd mentality. If you feel like you're just a number, that's a part of that herd mentality that I don't want anybody or any person, even in a corporation or personally, to feel like they're just a number, that they're just walking through life. That's the reason why we always want to breathe life into you and give purpose. But the big thing is that if we're going with this herd mentality that comes with it, one big, huge thing is that you're not really getting to use your full brain. The beauty of the brain is that we have the ability to think and grow and create systems and innovations like no other species on this planet. But whenever we get into this herd mentality or this fear, the fear mongering, it literally shuts down the learning centers of our brains. So we literally cannot think. We literally cannot be innovative. We literally cannot really do the things that we're supposed to because we're either in the space of fight, flight, or freeze. A lot of people miss out on that freeze part because a lot of times people will go throughout life and they feel like they're in the mundane and they're doing the same thing over and over again. And sometimes I wonder and I ponder with people, are you in that freeze mode? So today, I want to give you just some quick tips. And if y'all have any comments or questions about maybe how to deal throughout this with what's coming up, some thoughts about it. I don't want to go any bashing, but I just want to really talk about how we don't need a fear monger and that we need to start going into the human aspect of it and use our brains and being able to use the growth. What I want to give an example is one of the amazing groups of leadership I'm blessed to be able to get to do things with. So I met with them the other week, and they are of a healthcare system, and they are very nervous about some of the stuff that's coming on. And in the conversation with them, we were actually talking about the season of change with something else, but what actually happened from it was what was seen as a change and something nervous and fear. And what we say is fear is the fear of loss, or it could be the gain of a new perspective. So in this season right now, what are some things that you might can gain? But from them, it went to this part of from fear, which cut down, which went in that herd mentality that we're just going to do like everybody else and we're just going to go, go, go. And then it went to human mentality. And within that space, what they did is they actually found ways to be innovative and be strategic. And what was something so scary like COVID-19 or the coronavirus, whatever you want to call it, that they're having to deal with, it was not scary anymore. It was a thing that one of the things that was really unique is that people are reaching out to them because they're one of the first. and hearing that talk about it and how that they get to be innovative and be strategic in it. One, I will say that is probably one of the most awesome leadership teams. No offense to any of the other ones. I really have been blessed to be able to work with a lot of leadership teams, but to have the open, honest self-leadership that they already had, to be able to have those dialogues. So that's the one thing too, is the people that you're surrounding yourself with, are they giving into the fear mongering? Are they hurting or helping these situations? If you're around 9 broke people, you're about to be the 10th one. So let's just go with that with this method. If you're around 9 people that are scared to death of what's all going to happen as doom and gloom, let's speak life into each other and let's really promote each other in this. And then what I want to say is, I know a lot of people are preaching wash hands. Wash hands is fantastic. And that is a very highly. But our bodies are living organisms, and viruses only live on host that it wants to. So we have to be very careful with how we eat too. So what I say too is cast your cares and eat your blueberries. And it's a little funny saying, but the reality is that we know that blueberries are very good for you. And we know that they help with inflammation. And that's what we really want to work on during this time. But also that stress that I was talking about, it actually also hurts an inflammation process and can make you sick. Stress can make you sick. Fear can make you sick. So if we're all afraid to do anything, we're actually hurting ourselves. So yes, we need to wash our hands. Really, really want to promote that. But also remember that our bodies are very important and that they also need to be taken care of. So I'll say for the next week, 2 weeks, we're going to be looking at doing some series with some of the other coaches because we know a lot of people are going to be quarantined or be put together. Especially, I know our kids are out for the next 3 weeks. And so we will have some of the coaches on who actually have backgrounds in psychotherapy, counseling, and child development, along with some of the dietitians. We'll have them on, and we're going to be talking about, hey, let's go back to the basics of looking at ways that we can cook and have healthy options. Everything seems to be gone. Have you went to the grocery store? If you went to the grocery store, I was shocked because I went at 10 o'clock and then 10 a.m. And then by the time that my friends that were coming over had went, all the strawberries were gone, which I'm very grateful because I feel like I'm happy that people are getting strawberries. But we're going to look at ways to get creative in the kitchen. I know a lot of people are recipe followers. If you aren't allowed to have some of the things, so if you aren't allowed to have because they're not available, how can we get creative in the kitchen and find substitutes? And the other thing that we're going to have, like I said, is I don't know about y'all, but I'm a mom and know that being stuck with my kids, let's first with anybody that is a stay-at-home mom, God bless your soul, because I cannot do it. That's just not my thing. Mentally, it owns me. I love my children. I feel like I have an amazing kids. But we're going to talk about, I want to get one of the coaches on, and we're going to talk about how to kind of like have our sanity in this quarantine time, and how not to let fear own us, and how we can eat good, and just little tips. So if any of y'all have any things that you want to talk about in the next few weeks, especially while y'all are possibly quarantined with a house full of kids on top of that, if that's any of y'all, let us know. And we'll definitely do a talk about it. I see Ashley's on. Hey, Ashley. Hi. So media, some of the drivers of the fear with the coronavirus. And I want to add this one part. What really, really bothered me with this leadership team is that they had to hide their badges. They're a healthcare team. What I was talking about earlier is there was a healthcare, I do leadership with healthcare. And these healthcare individuals literally hid their badges so that they could come into the event that I was holding. They are already on the front lines dealing with all this stuff. Give them grace, pray for them, and give them anything that you can right now out of love. Speak life into them, whatever you feel necessary to do. Because right now, if anybody's stressed out, it's probably them. Because as I was talking with them, people in this one situation was coming in and they were cracking open some of the hand sanitizers. Again, due to the scarcity aspect. So just if you see somebody, you don't have to hug them. Just give them high five, long distance, whatever you have to do. But give them grace and uplift them. Bring positive words into life. And let's do that together as a community, because together we are better. It's one of my cheesy sayings, but I say it all the time because I believe it's the truth. So, and in community, we can come back together and do amazing things. So with that, like I said, this is just going to be a quick one for us. If you have any thoughts, questions, leave them in the comments, and we can also address them next week. But thank you for spending your time with me, and I hope you have an awesome and blessed day.